Welcome everyone to Doga Yoga. Today we're doing a beautiful balance and flow class. So we're going to be really focusing on finding our center of gravity, working our core, getting a little bit warm so we can cultivate strength in our body to move confidently and with grace through all elements of our life. So we're going to start in child's pose. Come on down. Now, if your back is a little twingy or sore, take the knees as wide as the mat or as wide as you need. Hands can spread out and forehead can rest on the earth. Or if this doesn't feel really good for you, come onto the forearms and just let the head hang. We're here for a few breaths to just welcome yourself onto the mat today. Amazing work. You've done the hard work. You've scheduled this time. You've rolled out your mat and pressed play. So the rest is just easy, my friends. It's just moving and grooving to the rise and fall of our breath. So take a few breaths just to let go of those to-do lists that might be in our heads. They're kind of planning, problem solving, analytical stuff that kind of keeps on pulling at our consciousness, pulling at our thoughts, taking us in one way and then the other. So just unhook yourself from them with each rise and fall of your breath. Each breath sinking a little deeper into the mat and into the present moment. Notice the fingers, the forearms, the shins, the toes, potentially even the forehead connecting to the earth. 2 more breaths like this. Beautiful big inhale, feeling the belly, the ribs, the collarbones. And really just savor this release, guys. Just let the tension go. When we're ready, we're going to put a little bit of weight into our hands, lift our forehead up if it is on the ground. We're going to roll ourselves up, pressing into the knees, into a tabletop position. So our knees and hips are in alignment. Weight is not only going into the knees, but it's also going into the shins, the tops of the toes, and we're pushing into the ground with all areas of our hand. Now I want to make sure we're not just putting weight into our wrists. So prime example, if I can lift my fingers and wriggle them, that's weight into my wrists. I want us to really push into our pinky fingers, push into our thumbs, into our forefingers, index fingers, pointer fingers, and rock side to side. Really notice that weight spreading through every knuckle, every part of our hand to really protect our wrist joints. So you might take a little circle one way and then the other for a bit of fun, just to really make that kind of sensation sink in. And when we're ready, we're going to come to stillness and come into a cat-cow. So drop the belly, gaze goes forward and up, tailbone also shines to the sky. And then gaze goes to our navel to spine, curve out. Gaze forward and up, cow. Gaze to our navel, cow. Few more breaths here. Inhale, big beautiful curve. And exhale, round out, push away. Hello, else. Come back to neutral and the balancing begins, guys. Now we're going to spread our hands here. I'm going to shuffle forward a little bit. Really make sure the weight's evenly distributed and the shoulders are going to stay the same. So we're not going to be kind of like leaning side to side. We want to keep our shoulders really, really stable. So find length on our inhale, push into our left toes, our left knee, and then kick our right heel back. Keep the hips squared, the toes flexed to the floor. We're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower down. Now align yourself with control. We don't want to be moving the body around a lot. We want to really find that center of balance, really activate the core, moving with stability here. And we're going to kick that left foot back and hold for 5, 4, you can kick it a little higher if you want a little extra spice. 3, crown of the head shines forward. 2, and 1, and lower. Really nice. Now we're going to move a little quicker here now, and optional extra to add the arms in. So right foot can go back, optional extra, keep the shoulders and hips really stable, really square, left hand goes forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and down. And if you fall out in this, it is okay. This is your practice and it's fun. That is why it's called a practice. It's not about being perfect first time. We're going to kick our left foot back, optional extra for that right hand. You might just take it off the ground just for a moment. Just play here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down with control. Really good work, guys. Now we're going to kick this right foot back once more. Hold it. Left hand, optional extra for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're all going to take that right knee out to the side, and then if we have that left elbow up or arm up, elbow out to the side as well. For 5, core is shaking, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Woo, good work. Left foot goes back, crown of the head shines forward, nice straight line, shoulders are nice and stable. Right hand goes forward, optional extra for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then elbow and knees out to side, lift them high, shoulders are still even for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Really good work. Walk our knees or hands towards our knees, not our knees towards our hands. Words today. Stay with me, we got this. Roll on up. Tuck the tailbone under here. So feel this nice stretch in the whole front body and push in the back toes. Push in the toenails into the ground to really find your stability here. We'll take one big arm circle all together up overhead, fingertips touch, and bring our hands back to heart center. So just find your center of gravity, find your balance here. You might sway side to side a little bit just to kind of find it, and then still. So the center of gravity, our kind of core center, is a place where no matter where we're moving, forward and back, side to side, fast or slow, it is our bedrock. It is what keeps us together. And that is physically, but also emotionally. So no matter how quickly we're moving, or if we feel like we're getting taken away in the wind, we can come back. We have this place that really is grounding and centering within us, in this place of stability, center, and safeness. So we're going to send our right hand to the side and just play here. We're going to practice putting weight into that right knee and lifting our left knee off the ground. And you might just kind of play with the sensation here. You might not come all the way and then come back. It's a bit of fun. Send the left hand to the side, right knee up, and then back. And you can go and you can make this bigger and bigger. You can come back to this class again and again. Right hand and left knee. Back to center. Left hand and right knee. Back to center. One more each side, so we'll go right and back to center. And left and back to center. Good job. Send the hands down. So really just walk them forward a little bit further than our shoulders. We're going to tuck our toes under. We're going to come into our first downward facing dog of the day. If downward facing dog isn't very kind to your wrists, if you don't like putting all of that weight on it, just stay in your tabletop position. So hips up, tailbone reaches towards the sky, and crown of the head reaches towards the earth. We're opening up our chest towards our thighs, and our biceps squeeze towards our ears. So imagine we're holding a watermelon in between our biceps. So you can have the knees as bent as you need here to really get that straight spine. It's not about the straight legs, it's about the straight spine. And if you'd like, walk the dog. Drop one heel, and then the other. One heel, and then the other. When we're ready, we'll all just come to stillness. We're all going to really bend our knees, look towards our hands. And if you're in tabletop, just come on up into a forward fold however you can. So for those in downward facing dog, just walk your feet one at a time towards the top of your mat. Get here however you can. It's all a compromise. Knees can be as bent as you need. Hands don't need to be on the ground either. They can be on the shin or thighs. But we're allowing the upper body to just collapse over the lower body. So really kind of taking the weight of the world off our shoulders, letting our neck just really release. So relax those shoulder blades down the back. You might shake the head yes and no here. Take little circles to just really make sure it's kind of elongated. We're letting ourselves let go. Give yourself permission. And then push into the tops of your knees. Gently come up into a halfway lift. And fold. Bend your knees. Roll on up, vertebra by vertebra. Really big arm circle up overhead. Savor the sensation. Fingertips touch and back to heart center. So really ground down through the feet here to grow tall. We're really kind of finding our foundation, our feet, sending our roots down like a tree so we can grow tall and balance and send our branches in all directions. So spread the little toes, press into the big toes, ground down through all four corners of the feet. And if you're not used to spreading weight evenly through your feet, it might actually feel very strange, and that's completely normal. So sway forward and back, side to side, just gently sending that weight in all directions. You might take little circles and then come back to stillness. A couple of breaths here, just really enjoying that sensation. And when we're ready, big toes together, heels slightly apart. We're going to send our hands high. And we're going to see if we can come onto tippy toes. So we might not be able to, that's fine. We might fall out, rise up. And now inhale, hello puppy. And then sink the heels down, lift the toes, and the hips back, hands forward into chair. So we're going to play here a little bit. Rise up, see if we can come onto our tippy toes. And we might fall. And drop the heels down, hips back, hands forward, chair. Inhale, rise high, and sink. Rise high, shoot up, and sink. Now we're going to hold in this chair for 3 breaths. 2, 1, and rise up. Hands together, little back bend, and bring them back to heart center. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now when we're ready, we're going to go side to side, forward and back like we did on our mat work, but in standing this time. So right hand out, left foot out, lift those toes off the ground just a millimeter or lean, and then come back to center. Right toes go out, left hand go out, and you might just stay here gently leaning, or lift that foot up, come back to center. Right hand, left foot, lean, come back to center. Right foot, left hand, lean, and come back to center. Now we're going to go forward and back. So we're going to go right hand forward, left toes behind us. Now we might just stay here. We might kick that heel towards the sky, reach that hand forward, and then come back to center. Left hand goes forward, right toes go back. We might just stay here. We might kick that heel towards the sky, lean the chest forward, and back to center. One more each side. Right hand, left toes, lean, and back to center. Left hand, right toes, lean, and back to center. Really good work. We're going to sweep our hands up overhead, reach them to the sky, and lift this right knee up. Flex that foot, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Ground down that foot. And then we're going to lift the left foot up, and we can just be on the toes here, balancing. We might play lifting them up, or lift that knee, hold wherever we are for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Really good. We're going to do that one more each side. So hands go up, right knee goes up, or we're on the toes for 5, 4, you got this, 3, smile, 2, 1, and lower down. What are you doing? Plant down the right foot, lift up the left knee for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to kick this left foot behind us. The hands come towards the hips. This left foot goes back either into a high or low lunge, so come down onto that knee, and the crown of the head is pointing forward and the fingers are reaching behind us, so reaching back behind the hips into arrow pose, so we're shooting forward. Imagine there is a string attached to the crown of the head pulling you forward, and then a string attached to that back heel pulling you back. So we've got oppositional forces here, and we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sweep the hands up overhead. Sink the hips down, gaze high, smile, chill out, relax for a little bit, breathe. Before we go into our arrow once more. So sweep your hands forward, down and behind you. Shoot the crown of the head forward, the heel backwards. Breathe. Hey, don't chew my yoga mat. And when we're ready, come on up into our lunge, high or low. Breathe here, sink a little bit deeper, push that back heel away. And when we're ready, arrow once more, crown of the head forward, heels back, hands back. Activate those arms, breathe. And then come on up. You can, if you're high, you can come down onto that knee at any time. So in the left hand forward, the right hand back. We're just twisting towards the side of the room here. Just kind of opening up the body, adds a little bit of complexity to the lunge, and it's okay if you fall out. And then we're going to gently twist. So we're going to place this left hand on the right knee, the right hand behind us. Just lean forward and revolve. It's a gentle spinal twist here. So this is kind of a beginner variation of our twisted side angled pose. If this is too much, you can also bring that hand to the ground and revolve. You might even send that hand high. Breathe wherever you are. And then if spiral that top hand down, if it is up, frame that front foot, bounce off these back toes. We're going to come up into our forward fold. Hey, puppy. To relax the crown of the head down, bend the knees as much as we need. Inhale, come on up, halfway lift, push away. And fold. Oh, so nice. Good boy. We're going to bend our knees super generously, peel ourselves up vertebra by vertebra. Nice spinal massage. Big arm circle up overhead, fingertips touch, and back to heart center. 2 breaths, length and soften. Length and soften. All right, we're going to go side to side, forward and back once more. So right hand out, left toes out, balance and center. I'm going to go a bit quicker as well. So left hand, right toes out, balance and back. Lean out as far as you can. It's okay if you fall, and back to center. Lean so those toes can touch the ground or lift them off the ground, and back to center. Now we're going to go forward and back. Right hand forward, left toes back. Lean here or lift. Back to center. Left hand, right heel. Back to center. Right, left, back to center, left and right, back to center. Hands go up, right knee goes up. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and plop it down. Ground down, left toes or knee comes up. Leaning back, nice and strong, ground down through all 4 corners of that foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. All right, we're going to lift the right foot up once more. Hands go high for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Left toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. So the right toes come up once more, hands go high, hold. Then we're going to kick it back, come into our arrow. So you can be high or low arrow, holding wherever we are for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up into our high or low lunge. Breathing here for a couple of breaths. Lean back, open, release. Sink the hips a little deeper, push that heel away. Another big inhale, find length, and exhale, sweep the hands forward and back, crown of the head forward, arrow, shooting forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up, finding our core, finding our stability here. Sinking down. We got this. When we're ready, big inhale, exhale, last arrow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You did it. Come on up. Right hand forward, left hand back, open up. Now the hand can come to the knee and the lower back. Lean forward a little, gentle spinal twist. Or that right hand can come to the ground, the left hand can come to the sky. Beautiful. Spiral this top hand down wherever we are. Frame that front foot. I'm going to plant that back foot down as much as we can. Put weight into our front foot and get it to the back. So we're coming back into our downward facing dog. I'm just kind of getting under Merlin here for my hands. So just find your downward facing dog here. Our second one of the class. Walk the heels out. And then sink the knees down. And simply come back into your child's pose. We're finishing how we began class today, my friends. Relaxing, releasing and letting go with the puppy laying on my arms. So if you don't have your hands trapped, you can send the palms together and fold them. Bend the elbows and rest them behind the neck in reverse prayer. Feels really nice for the shoulders. And just reconnect with the body and breath. How do you feel after that class today? How do you feel physically? How do you feel mentally? How does the breath feel? Is it deep and full or short and shallow? A few more breaths here, just allowing us to savor, enjoy the heat that we've created today. And when we're ready, we're gently just going to get our hands near our shoulders, just come up onto them the best we can, come up onto our knees, cross our ankles, and we go into seated to finish class. Couple big breaths here, just savoring the sensations. Noticing the air on your skin. When we're ready, we'll take one big arm circle all together, up overhead, fingertips touch, and back to heart center. Thank you so much for stepping on your mat today. Really enjoyed having you here practicing with me, with Merlin and Aloe. And great work for carving out the time for moving, grooving, and doing good for dogs in dog shelters every day. Sending you lots of love and gratitude, beautiful yogis. Namaste. We pop up. Are you asleep? Are you asleep? Yes, you are. Yes, you are.